developed by Crows. I played a game by them. It was called Accounting Plus. It was a VR game. Really weird, really crazy. It was really fun. Select subtitle, screen and subtitle language. English, motherfucker, do you speak it? Have you played the Stanley Parable before? No. Until the computer is barely visible. There we go. Can't even see it. I can barely see it, as it said. It had to be specific. Please enter the current time. It is 4:08. Note, accessibility settings can be accessed from the main menu. Okay. So what is up, everybody? This is Joshua Alvarez of Alvarez Gaming Films, and welcome to the Stanley Parable Ultra Deluxe, as it says up there. I've never played the Stanley Parable before. I've seen stuff about it, but I've never played it myself. I've even encountered someone in VR who was role-playing as Stanley, which was amazing. He was doing really good. But yeah, and I'm wearing my JC Jensen hat because I'm working for a company in this video. And obviously, I work for JC Jensen. What else would I work for? Oh, wait, no. JC Jensen in space! Yeah, I have to say that. Yeah, I got my hat, and I'm ready to work. Alright. And yes, this is an April Fool's video, so yes, here we go. It's just a game, because I saw this game was funny, so let's just get into it and see just how funny it is. And I know Crows, they do make some really good, funny shit, because again, I played Accounting Plus. That was a really weird, hilarious VR game. It was really good.
This is the story of a man named Stanley.
Right.
Stanley worked for a company in a big building where he was employee number 427.
427.
Employee number 427's job was simple. He sat at his desk in room 427 and he pushed buttons on a keyboard. Orders came to him through a monitor on his desk, telling him what buttons to push, how long to push them, and in what order. This is what employee 427 did every day of every month of every year. And although others might have considered it soul-rending, Stanley relished every moment that the orders came in, as though he had been made exactly for this job. And Stanley was happy.
Okay. Happy Stanley is a good Stanley.
Something very peculiar happened. Something that would forever change Stanley. Something he would never quite forget. He had been at his desk for nearly an hour when he realized that not one single order had arrived on the monitor for him to follow. No one had showed up to give him instructions, call a meeting, or even say hi. Never in all his years at the company had this happened, this complete isolation. Something was very clearly wrong. Shocked, frozen solid, Stanley found himself unable to move for the longest time. But as he came to his wits and regained his senses, he got up from his desk and stepped out of his office.
All right then. I hate Mondays. All right, well, here we go.
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo. No matter how hard Stanley looked, he couldn't find a trace of his co-workers.
Door open over there. Can't even... Can I open these doors? Looks like not. Alright. Oh.
When Stanley came to a set of two open doors, he entered the door on his left.
Can I go through... Can I go through this door, though? Do I have to... Can I go through this door? I can!
This was not the correct way to the meeting room, and Stanley knew it perfectly well. Perhaps he wanted to stop by the employee lounge first, just to admire it.
This is a narration-driven game, right? Yeah.
Yes, truly a room worth admiring. It had really been worth the detour after all, just to spend a few moments here in this immaculate, beautifully constructed room.
This room does look...
simply stood here, drinking it all in.
This room does look really nice, I have to admit. Compared to the rest of the office I was just in, this These are some really nice chairs. I would sit in these.
Yes, really, really worth it being here in the room. A room so utterly captivating that even though all your co-workers have mysteriously vanished, here you sit looking at these chairs and some paintings. Really worth it.
Absolutely worth it. Why would I give a shit about any of my coworkers when I can sit in these comfy chairs and look at these wonderful paintings?
Stanley's obsession with this room bordered on creepy and reflected poorly on his overall personality. It's possible that this is why everyone left.
Wow, okay, Dick. It is, I mean, nowhere else has a vending machine with cold
Stanley
drinks.
sat around waiting for more dialogue. But when a long time had passed and there was no more, he decided that the game was trying to send him a message.
Is the game actually trying to send me a message? Is there actually going to be no more dialogue? Do I just need to move on? Alright, doesn't sound like it's going to say anything else. Let's keep moving.
But at last, he'd had enough of the amazing room and took the first open door on his left to get back to business.
But there's another door here that I can go through.
Stanley was so bad at following directions, it's incredible he wasn't fired years ago.
Do not lie. If you are lying right now, stop it. Where am I going? Do not jump from the cargo lift while it is in motion. Will cause death. Penalty for misuse of cargo lift. Penalty for jumping off cargo lift. Can I just... Oh, no, I probably don't want to die, so...
Look, Stanley, I think perhaps we've gotten off on the wrong foot here.
Really?
I'm not your enemy, really, I'm not.
Are you sure about that?
I realize that investing your trust in someone else can be difficult, but the fact is that the story has been about nothing but you all this time.
Really?
There's someone you've been neglecting, Stanley.
There?
Someone you've forgotten about. Please, stop trying to make every decision by yourself. Now, I'm not asking for me, I'm asking for her. This is it, Stanley. Your chance to redeem yourself.
What?
To put your work aside. To let her back into your life. She's been waiting.
Who has been waiting? Oh.
That's her, Stanley. You need to be the one to do this. To reach out to her. If you can truly place your faith in another, then pick up the phone.
I mean, I can. Okay. Oh, 427.
Oh, Stanley, is that you? Hold on, sweetie. Sorry to keep you waiting. I'm just pulling the bread out of the oven. All right. Okay, there we go. All right, now, I want you to come in and tell me all about your day.
Gotcha. Oh, come on. Did you actually think you had a loving wife who'd want to commit their life to you? I'm trying to make a point here, Stanley. I'm trying to get you to see something. Come inside. Let me show you what's really going on here.
I mean, you didn't really have to take a jab at my feelings like that, you asshole.
This is a very sad story about the death of a man named Stanley.
Alright, what? Excuse me? Good morning, employee 427. Press...
Stanley is quite a boring fellow. He has a job that demands nothing of him, and every button that he pushes
Who puts a
is a
chair
reminder of the
between their bedroom like
inconsequential
this?
nature of his existence.
Fucking weirdo.
Look at him there, pushing buttons, doing exactly what he's told to do.
Wait a minute.
Now he's pushing a button. Now he's eating lunch. Now he's going home. Now he's coming back to work.
The counter...
One might even feel sorry for him.
The counter just
except that he's
changed.
chosen this life. But in his mind, in his mind he can go on fantastic adventures. From behind his desk, Stanley dreamed of wild expeditions into the unknown, fantastic discoveries of new lands. It was wonderful.
Yeah?
And each day that he returned to work was a reminder that none of it would ever happen to him.
I mean, true. Press B to watch TV. Okay.
and so he began to fantasize about his own job. First, he imagined
It's
that
slowly
one day while at
constructing
work,
the office.
He stepped up from his desk to realize that all of his co-workers, his boss, everyone in the building had suddenly vanished off the face of the earth. The thought excited him terribly.
Spend time with the boys.
So he went further. He imagined that he came to 2 open doors and that he could go through either. At last, choice. It barely even mattered what lay behind each door. The mere thought that his decisions would mean something was almost too wonderful to behold.
Ah, yes. The decision of choice would be amazing. Excuse me, fake mannequin wife person. Not actually wife.
As he wandered through this fantasy world, he began to fill it with many possible paths and destinations. Down one path lay an enormous round room with monitors and mind controls.
What?
And down another was a yellow line that weaved in many directions. And down another was a game with a baby. What? And he called it the Stanley Parable.
There's more stuff to this? All right. I don't have kids.
It was such a wonderful fantasy, and so in his head he relived it again, and then again, and again, over and over, wishing beyond hope that it would never end, that he might always feel this free. Surely there's an answer down some new path, mustn't there be? Perhaps if he played just one more time.
Oh, God. I mean, if I really did have one, I would...
But there is no answer.
Oh, okay.
How could there possibly be? In reality, all he's doing is pushing the same buttons he always has. Nothing has changed. The longer he spends here, the more invested he gets, the more he forgets which life is the real one.
That's why to go to sleep?
And I'm trying to tell him this, that in this world he can never be anything but an observer, that as long as he remains here, he's slowly killing himself. But he won't listen to me. He won't stop. Here, watch this. Stanley, the next time the screen asks you to push a button, do not do it.
Well, there's nothing else I can do, so, yeah.
You see?
Can he just not here we go. Yep, this is it. Yep, we're back in the office.
Every second he remains here, he's electing to kill himself. How can I get him to see what I see? How can I make him look at himself?
That's why I question nothing.
I suppose I can't, not in the way I want him to. But I don't make the rules. I simply play to my intended purpose, the same as Stanley. We're not so different, I suppose. I'll try once more to convey all this to him. I'm compelled to. I must. Perhaps, well, maybe this time he'll see. Maybe this time. And I tried again. And Stanley pushed
Please
a button.
Die? Oh,
and
God.
And Stanley pushed a button. And I tried.
Oh, I guess I'm dead. Just randomly out of nowhere. And now the game is loading. Oh, we're back at the beginning. Ah, right, yeah. Okay, so it's an endlessly looping game of different stuff.
What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room.
All right,
Perhaps he had simply missed a memo. When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his left.
All right, this time we'll go left. We'll go to the right way. Still don't know where. Here's this. Was this the meeting room?
Yet there was not a single person here either.
Tips for not getting
Feeling
fired. Talk less. Do unbelievably amazing work all the time, every day, with no expectation of promotion.
An answer there.
Solve a dispute with a coworker. Let it fall up inside you. Take it out passive aggressively on other coworkers. Present coworkers for not supporting you more. Well, all right then. Using slides to assure employees that everything is okay. Make sure your slide has a slick blue graphic and the. Everyone is unique. You most of all. I feel so motivated right now. Yeah, broom closet. Ooh.
Stanley stepped into the broom closet, but there was nothing here, so he turned around and got back on track.
Are you sure about that? There must be something in here. There's gotta be.
There was nothing here. No choice to make, no path to follow. Just an empty broom closet. No reason to still be here.
I wonder is he gonna keep doing this like he did in the break room? Probably. Did he say more stuff? Is he gonna say more stuff?
It was baffling that Stanley was still just sitting in the broom closet. He wasn't even doing anything. At least if there was something to interact with, he'd be justified in some way. As it is, he's literally just standing there doing sweet FA.
FA.
Are you really still in the broom closet?
Yes.
Standing around doing nothing?
Yes.
Why?
Because
Please offer me some
I can be.
Here.
I can be in here. This is my broom closet now, and you're not gonna take it away from me, you fucking asshole. Just like you took away my apartment building with the fake wife.
You do realize there's no choice or anything in here, right? If I'd said Stanley walked past the
well, I opened the door, so
a reason for exploring it.
I opened the door, so I assumed I could go in here and there would be something in here I could interact with. Fuck you!
Significance to the story whatsoever. I never would have thought to mention it.
Well, fuck you then. You know what? Like I said, it was the door opened, so I figured that there would be.
This is somehow its own branching path. Maybe when you go talk about this with your friends, you'll say, "Oh, did you get the broom closet ending? The broom closet ending was my favorite." I hope your friends find this concerning.
Whatever, bro. Alright, let's go.
Coming to a staircase, Stanley walked upstairs to his boss's office.
Can I go downstairs? Here, maybe? Ooh. Let's see what's in here.
But Stanley just couldn't do it.
I guess
He
not.
considered the possibility of facing his boss. Admitting he had left his post during work hours, he might be fired for that. And in such a competitive economy, why had he taken that risk? All because he believed everyone had vanished? His boss would think he was crazy.
Wait a minute.
And then something occurred to Stanley. Maybe,
Wait,
he thought to himself, maybe I am crazy.
I was just in here.
All of my co-workers blinking mysteriously out of existence in a single moment for no reason at all. None of it made any logical sense.
Oh no, this is endless repeating rooms, isn't it?
Strange
oh no, it is!
For example, why couldn't
it's
he
the
see
endless repeating rooms!
when
Oh
he looked up?
no!
Why did doors close automatically behind him wherever he went? And for that matter, these rooms were starting to look pretty familiar.
Yeah, they were.
Simply repeating. No,
Yeah, they were.
Stanley said to himself, this is all too strange. This can't be real.
I mean, it's a video
And
game.
At last, he came to the conclusion that had been on the tip of his tongue. He just hadn't found the words for it. I'm dreaming! He yelled. This is all a dream. Oh, what a relief Stanley felt to have finally found an answer, an explanation. His co-workers weren't actually gone. He wasn't going to lose his job. He wasn't crazy after all. And he thought to himself, I suppose I'll wake up soon. I'll have to go back to my boring real-life job pushing buttons. I may as well enjoy this while I'm still lucid. So,
I don't think this is a dream, man.
Flying and began to gently float above the ground.
I'm flying!
Imagined himself soaring through space on a magical starfield, and it too appeared. It was so much fun, and Stanley marveled that he had still not woken up. How was he remaining so lucid? And then perhaps the strangest question of them all entered Stanley's head. One he was amazed he hadn't asked himself sooner. Why is there a voice in my head dictating everything that I'm doing and thinking? Now the voice was describing itself being considered by Stanley, who found it particularly strange. I'm dreaming about a voice describing me, thinking about how it's describing
This is so meta.
He thought.
Why is this so meta?
Very odd, and wondered if this voice spoke to all people in their dreams. The truth was that, of course, this was not a dream. How could it be?
No.
Was Stanley simply deceiving himself? Believing that if he's asleep, he doesn't have to take responsibility for himself? Stanley is as awake right now as he's ever been in his life. Now, hearing the voice speak these words was quite a shock to Stanley. After all, He knew for certain, beyond a doubt, that this was in fact a dream. Did the voice not see him float and make the magical stars just a moment ago? How else would the voice explain all that? This voice was a part of himself too. Surely, if he could just... He would prove it. He would prove that he was in control, that this was a dream.
It is not a dream.
So he closed his eyes.
I'm actually going insane.
And he invited himself to wake up. He felt the cool weight of the blanket on his skin, the press of the mattress on his back, the fresh air of a world outside this one. Let me wake up, he thought to himself. I'm through with this dream. I wish it to be over. Let me go back to my job. Let me continue pushing the buttons. Please, it's all I want. I want my apartment and my wife.
I don't have a wife. That was fake.
All I want is my life exactly the way it's always been.
Wish I
my
actually
life
had a
is
loving
normal.
wife.
I am
Then again,
normal.
I doubt
Everything
anyone
will
would
be
want that for
fine.
me.
I am okay.
Oh boy.
Stanley began screaming. Please, someone wake me up. My name is Stanley.
Just the deadpan Stanley began screaming. Oh God.
I am real. I must be real. I must be. Can anyone hear my voice? Who am I? Who am I? And everything went black.
I think I'm dead again. I just died twice in a row.
This is the story of a woman named Mariella.
Huh?
Mariella woke up on a day like any other. She arose,
what? I
got
thought this
dressed,
was the
gathered
Stanley
her
Parable.
belongings, and walked to her place of work.
Stanley's dead! I killed him again!
Interrupted by the body of a man who had stumbled through town talking and screaming to himself, and then collapsed dead on the sidewalk.
This game is so
And
funny.
although she would soon turn to go call for an ambulance, for just a few brief moments, she considered the strange man. He was obviously crazy. This much she knew.
Game is fucking
Everyone knows what crazy
insane.
people look like. And in that moment, she thought to herself how lucky she was to be normal. I am sane. I am in control of my mind. I know what is real and what isn't. It was comforting to think this, and in a certain way, seeing this man made her feel better. But then she remembered the meeting she had scheduled for that day. The very important people whose impressions of her would affect her career, and by extension, the rest of her life. She had no time for this, so it was only a moment that she stood there, staring down at the body. And then she turned and ran.
Okay! Wow, alright then, well. You know what? I think that's enough of this game, because now my brain hurts.
All of his co-workers
Oh my
were gone.
God.
What did it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room.
I've had enough of this game for today. It's an April Fool's game, so if you guys want to see more of me playing the Stanley Parable, let me know in the comments below. If you guys enjoyed this video, be sure to leave a like down below. And subscribe, of course, for more content here at Alvarez Gaming Films. And happy April Fool's Day. And I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace out, guys. My God, this game is insane.